Hey, what's up coders? Welcome to One Little Coder. Today I'm going to talk to you about a command line utility tool, It's called XSV. XSV is a command line tool that helps us in manipulating CSV files. CSV stands for comma separated values. Comma separated values is a text file where every column is separated by comma, and it is one of the most used format for tabular data in data science. So if you happen to work in data science, there is a very high chance that you have already come across multiple CSV files. What would you usually use when you have got a CSV files? You might use Microsoft Excel, you might use OpenOffice, you might use let's say Python to read using Pandas data frame. Maybe you use R Studio, or maybe you use Google Spreadsheet. So these are the tools typically data scientists use when they've got a CSV files. Imagine like you've got a very large CSV file. All you want to know is number of rows in the CSV file. Have you ever seen a very easy way for you to do that? Means I've in my experience, I've not seen a lot of ways to quickly find out the number of rows that we have got in a CSV file. But if that is one of the things that you want to do along with a lot of other things, then this tutorial is going to help you exactly do that. So XSV is a tool based on Rust. So this is a tool that has been created using Rust, which means you either have to use the Rust package manager cargo to install it, but on the other hand, if you're on Mac, you can simply go ahead and then install it from your homebrew. So brew install XSV will install XSV from homebrew. One of the things that I liked about this documentation is the developer has actually gone into lengthy details to explain why they created this project. So if you see the motivation, this is really a very important aspect of this project. So there are a lot of criticisms for this project. For example, somebody has told them that, oh, you shouldn't be working with CSV data because CSV is a terrible format. If your data is in gigabytes like GBs, then you shouldn't use even CSV. See, but the one thing that you need to remember is I don't decide what kind of file format that I should be storing. Like maybe there is a different data engineering team that has taken a call that is stored my, let's say they have downloaded the Spark data frame, put it on an S3 bucket as a CSV. I don't have a say in it, but all I've been given is now a very large CSV, and now I have to get some insight out of it. I have to manipulate it. I have to get some basic stats from it. Like, how do I do it? It is the same case that the developer has faced, where the developer was given a 40 gigabyte of CSV file. Now imagine somebody sitting on a machine, sitting with the computer, and they've got a 40 GB CSV file. Means I don't think even Excel can load this stuff. If you want to load it even as a Pandas data frame, it's going to take a huge amount of time. Now you would try to use Dask, you would try to use some other Pandas, koalas, something that would help you load it faster. But if you don't want to do any of those things, all you want to use your terminal, the command line that you have got. If you are on Windows command prompt, if you're on Mac, your shell, if you're on Linux, your shell, and if you're on Mac, your terminal, if you want to use any of those things, then this tutorial and this library is exactly for you. Like I said, it's quite easy to install. If you're on Mac, brew, install XSV. If you're on Windows, you've got a different method how to install it. Just go through this library. There is no like I just installed it, there is no difficulty in installing it, so it's quite straightforward. So now what we're going to do now is I'm going to show you a CSV file, a very large CSV file, and I'm going to take you through some of the commands that are available with XSV just to quickly show you what XSV can do. Then I'm going to let you explore it yourself. Okay, so I'm going to open my terminal. So this is how my terminal looks like. So let me go to my profile and then make a big font profile. Right now it looks big, right? So first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to show you what I've got in my directory. So I've got the folder CSVS. Inside this folder, I've got a very large CSV file. So I'm going to show you the name of the CSV, and I'm also going to show you the size of the CSV file. So ALS, and I'm going to show you the size. If you see, I've got a CSV file that says world cities pop, maybe it's population, and then it is 144 megabytes. So 144 megabytes is a huge size in terms of CSV. Even if you want to read it using Pandas, even if you want to read it using R tidyverse, or you want to load it on Excel, it's going to take heck a lot of time. And then we are going to see now how to not do any of those things and get some basic information that we want to get. I'm not going to go into lengthy details of what this library can do. The documentation is really good, but I want to quickly show you the potential of this library and where you can use this. Okay, let me clear this first. So the first thing, whenever you get a CSV file, like if it is me, the first thing that I would usually want to do is I want to see basic information. What are the number of rows that this CSV has got? That's the first thing, right? I want to know the number of rows that this CSV has got. So how can I get it? I'm going to say XSV, I'm going to say count, and then I'm going to say world space world, and I'm going to press enter. And you can see for 144 MB file, it just even took, I don't think it even took a second. Just gave me quickly that we have got 3.1 million rows that we have got in this CSV file that we are dealing with. So that's an amazing performance, right? And one of the reason I can understand, why we have got this huge performance boost is because this tool is written in Rust, not any other language. Rust is known to be highly performant, especially when you're developing tools like command line tools. So we have got the advantage thanks to the developer. So now we know the count. Okay, now we know the number of rows. One of the other things that usually people would want to get in dimension is you want to know the number of columns. So instead of getting number of columns, I'm going to help you get the columns itself. Okay, so I'm going to say XSV headers of world, and then I'm going to type. So now I know that I've got 7 columns, and I've got country, city, accent city, region, population, latitude and longitude. So I know that I've got 7 columns. I also know what are those 7 columns that I've got. So I've got the number of rows, I've got the number of columns, and I have the dimension with me right now at this moment, which means the basic information that everybody usually looks for in a CSV file, we have already got it. Okay, so now the next thing is, let's say we want to get a basic summary stat. Okay, if we want to get a very basic summary stat, what do? We have to do XSV stats world city pop, and this is what I'm going to first run, and you are going to see the result, how it's going to look like. So this is going to help us get the basic summary stats. And now what you can see is the basic summary stats have been given to you. The summary statistics, basic summary statistics have been given to you in a CSV format. Can you see the commas here? So the commas here means you have got a result which is a comma separated value. So this is what it is. You can now either copy this and paste it on an Excel spreadsheet and then get a better result, or if you still want to stick here, what you can do is, let me clear this, XSV stats, and then use a pipe operator, which means you're basically taking this, the left hand side of this output, and passing it on the right hand side, and then say XSV table. So what is it doing? So it's taking this output, which is a CSV output, a comma separated value output, and it's going to format you in a tabular format for you. Let's run this and then see how it looks like. So when you run this, it would ideally show you in a tabular format. You can see this is in a tabular format. This is column 1, column 2, column 3, column 4. So right now you would not see it very clearly, primarily because I've got a huge font size. Let me quickly make the font size a little smaller and then increase the size. So you can see, right, I've got the first column, I've got the second column, I've got the third column, I've got the fourth column, I've got the fifth column, I've got the sixth, 7th, and then this just goes on, right? So let me go back to my same font size so that it's easier for you to read. So this is a very easy way for us to get the stats, the summary stats. So if you are from R world or Python world, the descriptive stats that you usually get at the top before even moving into an EDA, exploratory data analysis, it is just one line of command and then you can get it. Now let me run this code again for you because I wanted to show you one thing. Just closely watch this. So if I run this, you can see that it takes a couple of seconds, right? As I'm talking, it has not shown the result yet. It is because it is every time trying to run the raw CSV and then it's trying to get the output. So the quick hack or the way you can improve this run, improve the time that it takes for you to calculate in the future, like every time you want to do, is to create an index. So the first step is you need to create an index. Like imagine, like if you just want a count, you've got a CSV, all you want to know is count, all you want to know is the number of columns. You don't have to do this. You just use 2 commands and then you're done and you sort it. But what if you want to do more than that, right? Maybe you want to get summary statistics, maybe you want to do slicing and dicing. If you are going to do anything more than simply getting count or column names, then the strong advice is to create an index. So I'm creating an index here, and you can see XSV index, and then you have got the file name, and then press enter. Now it's going to take some time. At this point you have created the index. So now I'm going to run the same thing that we ran before, and you are going to see the performance improvement. Okay, so I'm going to run XSV stats world cities pop.csv and XSV table. When I run this, you can see that it is much faster than what it was before. So let me run this again. You can see while I'm talking, it is already updated. So it's much faster than what it was before. Even now, if you use any of the commands, like for example, I want the headers and I want to get it, it's quite faster. Like if I want the count also, it's quite faster. Like immediately you got it. It's primarily because we have already indexed the data, and then indexing data helps you run everything else after that to be faster. So it's a good way for you to get it. Now let's say one of the things that usually data scientists like to do is to visually look at the data themselves, right? So even if you have got like summary stats, even if you have got number of rows and columns, a lot of times people love to see the head or tail of the data set. So how do you get that? So this process is simply called slicing in data. It's called slicing. You want to slice the data. So the same thing is available as a command. So I'm going to slice the data. I've got world cities, the XSV slice, and then I'm going to say slice. Where do I want to slice? I want to slice the top 10. Okay, I want to slice the top 10, and I'm going to say XSV table. Oops. Okay, I think I made a mistake. So let me clear this. I want to slice the top 10, which means I have to give the length of the number. So we know the count. Let me run the count first. Let me get the count quickly. So this is a demo mistake, right? So if you've got the file name, so if I want to extract 10, so I'm going to say XSV slice, and here instead of just giving 10 as a number, I'm going to give this number minus how many rows I want to slice. So I want to slice 4. So like I'm just reducing 10. So this is going to help us get the last 10. You can see everything is starting with Z. Everything is starting with Z. So basically you have managed to get the last 10 rows. You have managed to get the last 10 rows simply using the number, the total number that you have got. You got the count, and you just gave the index value. So in the index value is to say from where it should start, slicing, which means if you give 10 here, it's going to start slicing from the 10th row until the last one. So so that is why you need to give, like if I want 100 rows, for example, let's say I want 100 rows, then I'm going to come here and then make sure that I give 858. So that will give me 100 rows, because I know what is my total length of the number of rows. So from that I can back calculate this and I can give this. So slicing will also help you to have a look at the raw data. So let me quickly show only 3. So we know 958 is our number of rows, so which means I'm going to show only 957, and I'm going to display it as an XSV table. So you can see at this point I've got the country, I've got the city, I've got the accent city, I've got the region, the population, I've got the latitude, I've got the longitude. So we already knew that we had 7 columns, and then now we are looking at 7 columns. So if I want more data, all I have to do is go change the entry. So which means now I'm getting 2. Why? Because it's slicing from this index value. It's slicing from this index value, and then it gives us what we want, what exactly we want. And there are a lot of other informations are available. I would like to quickly show you 2 things before we wind up this video. One is I want to show you the frequency. So there is something called frequency. So XSV frequency, and let me limit the frequency to 2. Okay, so XSV frequency will give you, like it's going to calculate the frequency, and it's going to give you all the frequency of these values that you've got. So you can see country CN, I don't know, maybe CN is China. So you have the count of it. You have the count of maybe RU is Russia. You have got city, you have got a city, you have got accent city. So you have got the frequency of their occurrence. So that is something that you have got. Like this is again, a lot of times people try to use group by for this and then take a count, and that is something that you can easily get. You can also see how many nulls you have got. See, you can actually see how many nulls you have got. That is another information that you can easily get. So if you have got all these things, the one thing that usually people like to do is they want to find something, right? They want to find something that is present in one of the places, right? So for that, there is a very easy way. If you see the help, let me quickly show you the help. If I just run XSV, you can see an option where you can search inside the CSV data with regex. So if you know regex, you can search inside the CSV data with regex. So I'm going to quickly show you how to do that. So far we have seen a lot of things: basic summary stats, frequency, rows, dimensions. But if you want to find something, so I was just writing XSV search, and what do you want to search? I want to search in the column. Okay, I totally forgot what are the columns that you have got. Headers. So I want to search in the, let's say, country, search, and I want to say country, and inside country, what do I want to do? I want to do maybe IN. I don't know if India is present. Let's see if India is present. World population, and then let's run it. Okay, S is not the right flag. It's because I used uppercase S, and when I run this thing, you can see nothing is available. So let me clear this and again try with something else. Maybe IN. Okay, so you can see that I've got countries with IN. So you can see a lot of countries popping in. It's because my regex was not that great, because everywhere it was showing I, it started showing. So now let me clear this first. Let me clear this, and I'm going to run this again, but instead of saying IN star, I'm going to just give IN and then run it. You can see now all these IN has showed up. So IN, I don't know if these places belong to India, but you have managed to successfully filter the data set. You have managed to successfully find something that is available in the data set. So if you are, if you want to find a particular city, so for example, I don't know, like if you want to find a particular city, you can use regex here, and you can just specify city here, and then that will be given to you. So you will be able to just get it. So let's say you don't want to see all these results, right now you're seeing all these results. You want to select only a particular set of results, and that's where you would start piping your result. So I'm going to pipe it now. So right now I've said India, but I'm going to pipe it. So I'm going to say XSV search, which means it's going to search everything. I'm going to pipe this output into can you give me only a sample of it? Can you give me the sample, maybe like 5, and then pipe it again, and then I'm going to say XSV table. Okay, so what are the invalid arguments? I think what I have done is, let me check now. I think that was quite a stupid mistake, because I've used so parsing error. Why is there a parsing error after this? Okay, you know what, I'm going to do everything in single line instead of formatting it like this beautiful. So I'm going to say XSV, let me run this, clear this, XSV search as country, India, I don't know if it's India, world, and pipe XSV sample 5 pipe XSV table, and it's going to give me 5 samples in the tabular format. So let's say I want 10 samples. I can just go and say 10 samples. Let's say I don't want all these column names, right? These column names do not look good to me, so I want only selected column names. So what do I have to do? I have to go here, run the same thing, but before I sample or after I sample anything, right? So after I sample, I can say get the column name that I want, XSV, select, I want country. Once again, I forgot the column name. Maybe I think longitude was there, longitude, city. Let me try this. What is the mistake that I've done? I've got longitude and city. I think the problem is with space. Let me remove the space and then try. Yes. So I've got country, I've got longitude, I've got city, and then I've sampled the data as well. So this is how you can do multiple things using it. Let me quickly show you once again. So I've got search, I'm searching for India, and then I'm trying to sample 10 rows from that, and from that I'm picking only the 3 columns. And if you're familiar with tidyverse, you can mentally see, you know, pipe operator, and then seeing every tidyverse function coming into play, and then finally I'm trying to format it and then show you what should be the output. So that's it. So this is what I wanted to tell you, but there are a lot more than this in this XSV. So for example, if you go here, you can also see, you know, you can quickly sort the table. Like this is one of the things, right? So whenever you want to sort it on Microsoft Excel, it's going to take ages. So the other thing that this can do, which might help a lot of data scientists, is you can join CSV files. Technically, if you want to join a CSV file, it's a computationally intensive process, but you have got option to join CSV file as well. So these are 2 things that I didn't cover, but yeah, if you want to try it out, definitely check it out. This is an amazing library. XSV is really a great work. I'm really thankful to the developer. So like if you want to thank the developer, like I said, go ahead and then give a star, and also, you know, like give a shout out to the developer on any social media that you're part of. Otherwise, make sure that you install this library. It's written in Rust, and I hope this video was helpful to you to introduce a new tool for CSV manipulation. Thanks to XSV, I've got one nice tool in my Swiss Army knife. I don't know what is it called. So thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you in the next video. Until that, take care, stay safe.